little to your right. To your right. No, Tyler, to your right. Brakes.
Oh no. My God.
Uh-oh.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy MX Style. This is how it's going down. In this episode, I'll be talking about all the different Y tokens, but first of all, we'll be talking about why the markets have crashed and what we're likely to expect in the upcoming days and weeks. So it's not to worry, this is normal, this is part of crypto. I see it as a good buying opportunity, you should too, but not financial advice or whatever. Just make sure you're not selling at a loss, that's all I have to say.
DeFi, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Having money on my mind, and having money in my pocket. Bone marrow roasted, spread it on the rosemary bread, lightly toasted, drizzle with the vinaigrette.
So looking at the markets, we can see here there's a lot of red other than Tether, but that's a stable coin, so it makes sense. Bitcoin's down 4%, Ethereum down 7%. Basically everything's down. You don't need me to read it to you. Polkadot is the biggest loser in the top 10 anyway. Looking at biggest gainers, I don't think it's going to be many. Yeah, Digibyte is doing quite well. I don't know, maybe there was a recent news event, or maybe it's just the fact that it's bounced from its previous peak. Its previous low in the last couple of days. So for that reason, Digibyte is top gainer for the day, and then other than that, there hasn't been much gains, just losses. DFI down, it's down 35%. Kusama down 25. So yeah, I see these are discounts, but we'll be talking about all these different Y tokens such as DFI and YFIS in a bit. But if you guys are interested in those straight away, then there's going to be timestamps, so skip ahead and then you can just look at them. We'll be looking at what caused the crash and what we're likely to expect in the upcoming week, so let's get into that. So essentially, Bitcoin, gold and the S&P 500 all sharply dropped today / yesterday, whatever, because essentially there was a trend reversal. So just to quickly go over it, there's basically two factors that caused this decline, and that's the fact that miners were apparently selling their Bitcoin in large amounts over a short period of time, and secondly is the fact that the US dollar index has recovered from a strong multi-year support area. Essentially, there's been a sort of trifecta effect. Analysts are saying that the fall of gold is due to the rise in the dollar value, and as you guys know, gold is generally an inflation bet, so people use it to hedge against inflation. So if the dollar goes up, then most likely people sell, coupled with the fact that miners are selling, and that the dollar is doing well and it bounced off a strong long-term resistance line that significantly affected the price. So what is next for the Bitcoin price? Well, the sentiment for Bitcoin remains mixed, and some investors are saying that the Bitcoin price might stabilize above 10,500 and see a bullish continuation, and others are saying that it might dip to 9,600, but we'll get into that a bit later in the video. There is some good news, is that according to an analyst, he's saying that essentially there's a lot of money in stable coins like Tether, DAI, etc. You get where I'm going with the stable coins, and potentially that liquidity could come in to buy the dip and we could see a recovery. However, I don't know, to be honest. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm merely just a speculative investor / trader. Looking at the Bitcoin price, we had here a long-term Fibonacci retracement line that I drawn, and I drawn that from the weekly chart, and essentially we have dipped below that, which is not the best sign, to be honest, but we are holding steady above what was previously our resistance at this $10,002 mark. And essentially I'd like to see us start bouncing upwards and going above this 3-year long-term resistance line like so, and then also going above this Fibonacci retracement level. That would be in a bullish scenario. In a bearish scenario, we would go down to fill the Fibonacci. In a bearish scenario, we would go down to fill the CME gap, which would be roughly around 9,000. Okay, so we did go below 10k, guys. I'm sorry. Yesterday I said that we wouldn't go below 10k, but I was wrong. But just goes to show I'm only human. So yeah. So this would be the CME gap, and yeah, potentially we could wick all the way down to here, and then maybe, you know, bounce around here or just come back up, who knows. But in the upcoming weeks or so, I would say it could do anything from, you know, this and then bounce back up to, you know, just going back up, and then so it's anyone's game. It's hard to really say. Okay guys, so when, you know, the article talks about a CME gap of 9,600 to 9,900, essentially this is the gap I believe that they are referring to. And why does the gap happen? I don't exactly know, no one really knows, but essentially the CME, you know, futures, they are open on weekdays only, and Bitcoin, you know, the whole market in general is open 24/7, so there tends to be a gap between the weekend and Monday. There tends to be a gap between the weekday and, you know, the weekend trading between the CME and the spot market. So that is the gap here. So we are very, very close to filling it. We are only a I don't know, anything from a -1% to a -3% move away from filling the CME gap. But yeah, that is the CME gap, and it's just something to bear in mind. So potentially, if you guys were looking to trade, you could, I don't know, maybe put in a limit order here. That's not something I'm looking to do, but yeah, who knows what's going to happen. So yeah, let's get into these other coins, the Y coins. Okay, so we have the original Y coin, which is YFINANCE, and essentially YFINANCE is, you know, it's down. The maximum is down is 20%, and that's against USDT, that's USD Tether. And looking at the chart, this is just for USD, not USD Tether, but essentially this is on the daily chart. You can see here that, you know, we are down quite significantly from the all-time high of around $40,000. So yeah, we are down roughly 38%, and we are holding above this, what I believe to be the 10-day moving average, and we have, you know, wicked below it a bit. So essentially we have wicked below the 10-day moving average, and I've drawn a Fibonacci retracement all the way from our market low to the market high, and this is on the daily chart. So these three lines are, you know, the current trading range, and these should be well respected. You know, since the last couple of days we broke through the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement level, and then we also broke through the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. So if we can hopefully, you know, bounce above here and then hold this as support, that would be ultimately bullish for the price of YFI. However, in a bearish scenario, if everything was to, you know, continue plummeting, and, you know, so let's say Bitcoin touches the CME gap, or, you know, goes even lower than that, then potentially YFI could go all the way down to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, which is quite a strong level for the Fibonacci retracement, and that would mean a price of $21,000, which is like twice the price of Bitcoin, even more than that. But yeah, that is something to look out for. If you guys don't know what YFI is, it's YFINANCE. Basically, it's like a liquidity pool, and essentially they can they move your funds around to get you the best yield farming rates, essentially, and that's what caused this whole like DeFi Y token bubble, not bubble, but like hype thing. And all of these other coins, these are all forks of YFI. And what is a fork? Well, basically a fork is, well, with this code, with this coin here, it has a code for, you know, its operations and whatnot. I'm just keeping it really simple, but essentially what a fork is they've copied the code and then they just like slapped a different name on it. So you see how, like, when you go to, like, I don't know, a store in Camden, like they have like all these fake different clothes and things like that. That's basically a crypto version of, you know, what these coins have done. They've just taken the code and then slapped a different logo on it and said, okay, this is us, this is what we're gonna do. But yeah, they're still very, very no, I wouldn't say these are like, you know, long-term valuable holds. I'd say these are just speculative coins that could do very, very well. If you were to really want to, you know, invest in a long-term Y token or, you know, DeFi token, I would say YFI, simply because of its innovative creations and, you know, the person behind it, Andre Cronje or something like that. This is the Don Dada. This is like the real deal. So like, this is Bitcoin. These other coins are like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV. I hope that makes sense for you guys. So the next coin that we have, so the next coin that we're looking at is YFII, and this is basically, like I said, it's a fork of YFI. The market cap is actually quite high. It's 84 ranked out of like 6,000 or out of 5,800 coins. That is quite impressive. So this coin is quite undervalued in comparison to its all-time high. Its all-time high was $9,200 according to CoinGecko. This data could be wrong, but yeah, this is more than half of its previous all-time high. So if you guys do have the capital, potential good buying opportunity. You can see here in the last 30 days it's done a 30x, and this bears into mind it's 50% discount from its all-time high. I'm sure it would be more than double that if we were to go back to all-time high territory. Looking at the chart for YFII, it's a similar story. Oh no, sorry, this is the same. Looking at YFFI, we can see here that we did, I guess, yeah, we are currently at our level of support now, and we did wick below where we currently are just a couple of days ago, and we did have a nice bounce off of it. So now we can see that there's 2 wicks here that have held this line as support, and this is the 3rd wick now. So if we were to break down, then potentially it would go to like $3,000. Beyond that, I don't know where it would go, but just keep an eye on it. And it's important to look at all the different pairings for these coins, because ultimately you're able to make a higher return on your investment. Let's say you bought it with Ethereum, you're missing out on like a 5%. You're missing out on a 5% gain or margin compared to if you had bought it with USDT, which was currently at 38. But you get where I'm going with this, guys. And so looking at our next coin, we have my baby YFL, also known as YF Link, and we can see here the market cap, oh, it's gone back down. Just a couple of days ago, before we had our massive crash, this was at around 70 mil, I think 75 mil. But yeah, compared to its all-time high, it's down 61% according to CoinMarketCap, or CoinMarket. So compared to our all-time high, we are down 61% according to CoinGecko.com. And ultimately, guys, yeah, I would say it's a good time to buy. This thing is quite volatile. So essentially, when you buy in on these dips, expect to see a decent return in the upcoming days and hours that you buy it from. But that's just been my experience. It may be different for you depending on when you buy. Looking at the chart, yeah, this is let me go on the 4-hourly, give us more price data. So essentially, this coin can do you well if you time it right, because essentially I bought in, not to be a broken record, but I bought in around $200, and then yeah, I missed out on a 10x gain because I was trying to yield farm. But yeah, now we are below what I believe to be is maybe this 10-day moving average. I can't really tell what moving average line this is, but essentially, guys, it's undervalued. Good time to buy if you have the liquidity. What I'm going to be doing is selling some of my Bitcoin position into ETH or USDT in order to get in on the upcoming moves for the coins that will bounce back. Another coin as well to look out for is Ampleforth. That coin is quite elastic and it's below $1 at the moment. And Ampleforth, just to go off track really quick, guys, Ampleforth has an elastic supply. So essentially, when it is below $1, more coins are printed, and Ampleforth has an elastic supply. So when it is above $1, more coins are printed to dilute the supply in order to make sure that one coin equals $1. But when the supply, or when the value of the coin is below $1, then tokens are taken away, basically. So your balance is always changing. So essentially, with this coin, when it's below $1, which I believe it currently is now, this is the Bitcoin pairing though, essentially expect to see bounces like we have here, in here. Although this is quite speculative, this is not an exact science, so don't get angry at me if it doesn't work out for you, but this is just what I'm doing. So if you're enjoying this video, make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. I try to bring you guys coin breakouts, potential opportunities, as well as crypto news and just overall market data, and also vibes as well. So yeah, before we get into YFE, I just want to tell you guys about this website called Matcha, and essentially I'm sure you guys have heard of Uniswap. So basically, I'm not gonna log in, but basically, you know, with Uniswap at the moment with the DeFi craze, you know, gas fees are very, very high. Like just a couple of days ago, this was like 400 Gwei, but this morning this was around 170 Gwei, and essentially, you know, this eats away at profit margins. This is the fact that caused me to take an L recently, because I had to pay around $200 just to leave a contract. But essentially what Matcha does is they offer the same service that Uniswap offers, but I'm not sure if the liquidity is as good, but essentially the fees are a lot less, and they just, yeah, it's basically Uniswap with less fees. You can, you know, I think there's more liquidity if you wrap your Ethereum and then you trade it, but don't quote me. I thought I'd bring it to your guys' attention. I saw this on my portfolio and I thought you guys might be interested, because essentially this morning, yeah, I was going to trade band for ETH, and on Uniswap that was going for around $12-15, something like that. But on here they were, you know, saying I could trade it for around $4 or $5. Ultimately the transaction didn't go through, so I think maybe there is liquidity issues there, but it's just something to, you know, have on your radar in case you do enter a token, for example, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Hotbit goes down or something, or website goes down. This could be an alternative, or if you're solely reliant on Uniswap, then this could be an alternative. But yeah, like I said, liquidity may be an issue. Just do a bit more research into this, guys. So yeah, going back to the coin that we're looking at is YFE. So this market cap is quite high. Still, no, well, it's not high really. It's small, but in comparison to some of the other coins that we covered, it's quite high. Compared to its all-time high, it's down 70%. That all-time high was $83, sorry. So you would be able to get a lot more YFE for your money than you would if you were to buy YFFI or YFI. There's a lot of YFs, but I'm getting bloody confused. But yeah, you can see here from its all-time low, which was just 2 weeks ago, fortnight ago, we have done an 8x. So be on the lookout for this coin, guys. I'm looking at the chart. So this is just the USD pairing. Yeah, this is a beautiful retracement, beautiful retracement. Ultimately, you can see here in the last couple of days or so, we had what I would class maybe as a double top, and we did bounce below this, what I believe is maybe the 20-day moving average, and ultimately we were below the 10-day moving average as well. But now this double top here has now been flipped as support from our previous rejection / decline, and we are below the 10-day moving average. So I would believe that we are undervalued as well. Obviously we are undervalued, but ultimately it's up to you guys. These are very speculative coins. They don't really have underlying value as such. They are, for me, just methods to make money, and I would hope you guys treat it as such, because ultimately I don't know about holding this long term, but yeah, not financial advice, guys. Let me just say that. Next up we have YFIB, and essentially, guys, all I know is that this is a fork of YFI. If you guys want to know exactly what the coin does, then you can just click on, you know, coingecko.com and then go on to the website. Just go to the website basically. But essentially, I'm pretty sure it's just a similar service to what YFI is, with just a different token. But yeah, the tokenomics quite bullish. You know, 30,000 max supply. Market cap is unknown, so very volatile in that case. It's only been around for 24 hours, bloody hell, and it's already down 32% from its all-time high. So that is interesting to see. I did not know that this coin had just been released. Looking at this price chart, I wouldn't say it's that attractive, to be honest, because look at it, it had a massive pump to what, $120, or maybe it started there, and no, this is the open, this is the open, this is the close, this is the high, this is the low. So yeah, it had a pump to $120 and then ultimately has just retraced. But yeah, it is quite undervalued if you look at it in terms of its previous all-time high. But once again, guys, very speculative. It does not even have a market cap on CoinGecko.com. So essentially, this is like gambling, in my opinion. I might put a small bag into this, a small percentage, just in case it moons. But ultimately, I would be careful with this coin, because I don't know if it's got any value, to be honest. We've seen a lot of coins pump and dump in the last couple hours and couple days, so we would be very careful. Okay guys, we have another fork. So this one is YFIS, or you could pronounce it YFI security or YFI security, whatever. Essentially another fork of YFI. If you guys want to look into it, you know, go on the website. I'm not going to be reading it because otherwise this video will be too long. But yeah, you can see here, you know, Jesus Christ, man. Again, there's no market cap for it, so very new. You can see it's only been around for 24 hours on CoinGecko.com. Don't know how much of the supply is currently circulating, but ultimately it's quite speculative, to be honest. But it could do you well. Who knows? You know, it is down 86% from its all-time high, and that is a bit. I'm a bit confused about the price data, to be honest. Yeah, this coin, I don't know, guys. These are just like bets, in my opinion. This coin hasn't even got a market cap, so will it moon? I doubt it, to be honest, because I think all of the different YFI tokens have already, the ones that, to be honest, I don't know, guys. I'm just bringing it to your attention. So this is here for you to, you know, have a look at, speculate if you want to, maybe put a small percentage in. If it goes to zero, don't blame me. Don't think I'll be buying this coin, to be honest. I think I'll focus on some of the other YFIs. Okay guys, I was going to go over the other Y tokens such as Y5 and YFII, but these coins don't even have a market cap. So to be honest, guys, with these coins, yeah, they're basically gambles you know, at this point, when it doesn't even have a market cap. So I don't feel comfortable recommending it to you guys, or even like sharing it with you. But if you do want to buy it, then they're over on Hotbit. But like I said, you know, it's basically a gamble at this point. They don't even have market caps, so that's like, yeah, it's a red flag in my opinion. But up to you guys. I hope you found value in this video. I hope you've seen some, you know, good opportunities that you could potentially flip your coins and, you know, make even more crypto from the current crypto that you have. So yeah, that's been the video, guys. If you're new, hit the like button and subscribe. If you're not new, then just hit the like button. Yeah, leave a comment on leave a comment on, you know, your opinion of these Y tokens, and, you know, do you think they'll be around for a long time, or do you think it's just short-term hype and they're gonna go to zero, or which ones do you think will do quite well? Let me know below in the comments. So yeah, see you soon, guys. Bye.